Dianna Russini with her read and what she's hearing with the Myles Garrett situation with the Browns.
Just two sides that really want different things. And that's where we're at this moment, where the Browns are very vocal and very public about they are not moving him. Teams from the AFC, teams from the NFC, it does not matter. Teams from the XFL have called. Everyone has called the Browns, and they are being told essentially the same thing, which is we're not moving him for now. And I do think the for now part is interesting. Look, I don't want to, you know, overstate what that could be, but I think Andrew Berry is smart enough to know if Myles Garrett is going to stand this tall in this demand, and after meeting with ownership, because he sat down with Jimmy Haslam and talked it out and said, I don't agree with the plan. I don't agree with the future of this Cleveland Browns team. So everyone is very, they're all on the same page in terms of, yeah, he doesn't want to be here. This isn't going to work. It's just they don't want to let him go, not a player of this caliber. So if there's going to be movement, let's say at some point here they say, all right, we're not going to deal with all the drama of this. I can tell you people around the league are assuming if this does start to move, it's going to move right before the draft.
So welcome in Fred Greetham, senior analyst for the Orange and Brown Report. And Fred, I keep coming back to $36 million dead cap hit, which is why I don't think it can move before the draft.
Well, it's not even before the draft. It's June 1st. So that's when basically free agency and the draft are all over. All you're going to be getting is assets as far as draft picks for the 2026 draft. You really wouldn't get any help for the 25 season. Besides, you're probably going to have to release, if you don't have to release players or restructure players just to get under it with the 36 million dead cap, you're not going to be able to sign anybody in free agency. So if that's the plan, you almost have to do that before you even enter free agency, because next Monday, basically, you start making commitments to players, and that's where it goes. And and I know that a lot of people think the draft, that would be the natural point. But if you don't get draft picks for this year and you end up deciding to trade him when the cap hit goes down a little in June, all you really can legitimately do to help your team at that point is to pick up player for player, maybe get a couple starters above average, or obviously nobody's, to the caliber of Garrett. And so that's where that's why this is a standstill. And she said in her video, for now, unless Andrew Berry said that to her, that's wiggle room. I don't know if, an agent or somebody else is saying that, but after you were there with Andrew Berry over in Indianapolis, is that he sounds pretty firm to me.
Yeah.
And I keep coming back beside the cap. How does this make the team better?
Right.
He has no leverage. You know, we everybody wants to win a Super Bowl and all that kind of stuff. But you just saw DK Metcalf ask for a trade today. Guys do this a lot. It seems to be the new thing. He signed a contract 2 more years. So if he doesn't play, he loses 2 years of his prime, as well as whatever he has left, 100 million or 50 million on his contract. So it's hard for me to believe that he would just say, I'm just sitting at home until you trade me.